Hi, I'm great. How are you doing? How are you guys? What's up guys? मैं ठीक हूँ यार, आप लोग कैसे हो? Hi Unstoppable Fitness. Hi Akhil. Right now, I don't know what to do with life. I had a goal, but I feel like I might not reach it. Then you keep going. It's as simple as that. Until and unless you're alive, you have the option to keep going. You're blessed with life, and you must use that opportunity. At no point of life, until and unless you're alive, you're breathing, you're being able to do whatever you want to do, can you even have a doubt that once you don't reach a goal you should stop. As and when you're alive, when you have the full ability to move your hands to do things that require to be done according to however you want them to be done, when you have the power, you should utilize it to its fullest extent. And if you're not doing anything, and if you're not moving towards a goal, and if you are not moving towards a goal even when you're scared of not reaching that goal, you're doing injustice to your own self, to your life. भाई मैं यूट्यूब चैनल स्टार्ट करने की सोच रहा हूँ, एंड मैं एक 17 साल का लड़का हूँ। क्या तुम मुझे नीच सजेस्ट कर सकते हो? मैं आपको नीच सजेस्ट नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि आप जो मुझे पूछ रहे हो उस सवाल का मतलब है कि क्या मैं आपको सजेस्ट कर सकता हूँ कि आपका फेवरेट फूड क्या है? तो क्या मैं आपको कर सकता हूँ? नहीं। क्या मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ मेरा फेवरेट फूड क्या है? जरूर। बट क्या वो आपका फेवरेट फूड होगा? प्रोबेबली नॉट। सो यस, दैट्स, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड द पॉइंट कि क्यों मैं आपको नीश सजेस्ट नहीं कर सकता। एंड द होल पॉइंट ऑफ अ नीश इज दैट इट बिलोंग्स टू यू, इट इज यू, यू आर द नीश। Is there any particular singular type of advice that you guys come to my channel for, or that I get questions from? Probably not. I get questions from all round, like all aspects of life, be it career, be it self improvement, be it psychology, be it therapy even. I'm probably doing the job of what a therapist needs to do for you guys. So if I just account myself as a particular niche, that okay, I'm only going to answer career questions, I probably would not like be able to answer all your questions. So when starting YouTube channel, you are the niche. Whatever you are interested in, whatever you like, whatever your personality is, that is the niche. How do I manage college from 7 to 11:30, internship from 12:30 to 8:30, and still find enough time for studying? I'm trying to figure out how I can balance all three without getting exhausted by prioritizing. Whatever you need to prioritize, whatever is your biggest priority according to yourself, which is something that you must come to decide yourself, is what you do first, and what you do in like maybe half an hour or 1 hour. I want to like very much insist on one fact or one mindset, that the number of hours is definitely not equal to the same number of productive hours. So if let's say you're spending that much time, an average person might think that they're doing good, they're being very busy, right? But the problem is that the amount of hours you spend in business, just going about from here and there and doing all the activities that you think you should do, that does not necessarily mean all of them are productive. Probably your best work comes from the least amount of time that you are spending on that particular work. It's the 80-20 rule at play. So I'll give you an example that One would think that since I've posted 556 about 600 videos on my YouTube channel, that means that every video that I post, I'm going to get equal results. And the more videos that I post, I'm learning more. Of course, that is slightly true that I'm learning more. The more repetitions you do of something, the better you get at it. But now, in my YouTube channel, if you look at it, 80% of the results that I have gotten have come from 20% of the videos that I have posted. So maybe 2 to 5 videos that I have posted are leading my channel. I have gotten my channel to whatever subscribers I am at, whatever monetization I am at, whatever money I'm making from YouTube. So that's how it is in life as well. 80-20 rule follows everywhere. So even like for all the work that you're doing, probably 1 hour or like 30 minutes of work that you'll do, which is your main priority, your base skill, which I like to call it, that is what is going to give you 80% of the results in your life, in your future. Hope you understand the point, Karan. My friend are doing there, but मुझे बार बार लगता है कि वो मुझे जज करेगी बुली इन स्कूल टाइम. जज करे ना करे यार, देखो लाइफ आगे बढ़ती रहेगी. क्या हो जाएगा वर्स्ट केस अगर जज करेगी भी तो व्हाट इज बीइंग जज्ड. इट्स लाइक बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट, बीइंग स्पोकन अबाउट, एंड you should know there are probably hundreds of situations where you've made fun of some person. But if I was to ask you right now, okay, think of all the times that you have made fun of all the people, would you remember it? You probably would not even remember it. So at the end of the day, we just remember our own damn lives. We don't care. We are selfish, whether we like to hear that or not. And it might seem to us when we're doing something that, oh, the whole of the world is looking at us and directly judging us. But trust me, we are not that important. By the end of the day, by the end of probably, if not the end of the day, by the end of the week, people will have forgotten, no matter how big of an action it might seem to the world. People forget wars. Like, people don't remember that, like, oh, what happened, what people did, as far as we're moving forward. So be rest assured that things that we are doing, which might seem like they are world ending, all of those come to an end. People forget at the end of the day, and people are mindless, frivolous. Hello, Nadine Chanto. Some of the worst things that you can look at when you're starting a YouTube channel is the statistics. As a beginner, statistics should absolutely not matter to you. The only thing that should matter, even to me, like, this is something that I make a mistake in. I look at the statistics, but someone, like, for 1 to 2 years, in the first 1 to 2 years, I should not, like, my ideal performance probably, or my ideal videos would come, or my best work has come when I've not looked at the statistics, when I'm not bothered with what is going to bring me views, what is going to work with people, what is going to work with my audience, what how should I optimize for views. So my best work has come when I've been least bothered, when I've been doing things just for the fun of them, not because I want to optimize for views or because I want to earn a certain amount of money or anything. So just have fun is what you're saying. Just don't bother too much about the outcomes. Have fun in the input as well. Input itself is what I'm saying. If I have fun doing this process, coming on here without looking at the amount of views that it has gotten me, that's when I get the most results, ironically. So am I particularly saying that, oh, this same process might work for you? No, because everyone has something else that they might enjoy, what might be their flow thing, right? Which puts them at a flow. But the essence of what I'm saying is that when I come here, like the process, whatever you're doing in order to get an outcome, right? The best thing that you can do is probably enjoy the input yourself. All right. And that is like, for me, I'll give you an example. For me, the best thing that I can do probably is that, like, enjoy the input, like enjoy coming here, enjoy answering your questions, probably give my best here. And when I do that, when I enjoy this, my results are probably going to be much better than if I was to come here and optimize for things. That, oh, are there a particular number of views, 10, 100 views? Oh, let me improve, let me do a certain act, let me be unusual, like let me try to talk about some topic that will get me more views. If I was to do that, that would actually, like, at least for me personally, I believe that that would decrement my performance, like it would not positively impact my performance. That's what ends up happening, by the way, in these streams. What I find is that I get so lost answering questions here that it's like, before I look at the time, it's probably like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Sometimes it's close to an hour, and I don't even realize that I've been on here for so long answering questions, talking to you guys. And that's the process of enjoying something, enjoying the input of whatever it is that you're doing. And when you can enjoy the input of whatever you're doing, that is when your best work will probably come. And this does not just apply to YouTube, this applies to any sort of work that you're going to be doing, like in your life, to get paid from it. Maybe in your career, maybe coding. It is when you get lost in coding, lost in the process of coding, when the best results will come. Not when you're like hyper optimizing, you're looking at the certain specific language that will give you the job or which will give you a lot of money. Not then. And that is what most people unfortunately think in terms of. Some top 1% people says don't follow your passion because it changes with time. So try to become good at something where people already spend money. You can do that, sure. Try, and you can figure out if that seems to work for you. How do you find out where people are spending their money? Because don't you think that where people spend money is also changing constantly? There have been like hundreds of trends, and people are only going to spend money where there are trends. Like it is essentially, it is going to be trend based, it is going to be like cyclical, so you can't control it. So it's essentially the same as doing what I'm just saying. Like, I mean, it's not the same, of course, because what I'm saying is to be true to yourself, and when you're true to yourself, then you're not thinking based on what other people are thinking about or what the trend is. Because the trends, it is the nature of the trend to change, it is nature of people to change. But when you're being true to yourself, when you're enjoying a certain process or a certain input, and you're keeping at it, then whatever trend it be, you can definitely utilize it. You can be at the midst of it. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but let's say I'll give you an example, okay? In terms of YouTube, because that's the easiest for me, right? Because that's what I'm doing. Now, what a lot of YouTubers will do when they're beginners or when they're new, right? Is that they'll try to get onto trends. Like you'll see different reels, right? Where there's different, maybe a dance or something that people are doing. Now, the dances are definitely going to change. So people who are changing with every trend, right? They will definitely feed like they will pass away, right? Like the popularity will go down over time, because yeah, of course, trends keep coming and going eventually. And if you're just hopping from trend to trend, then what is authentic about you, right? But if there is a person, a certain kind of personality which brings something to every trend, right, which transcends different trends, then don't you think that person or that creator is going to likely have more impact? Because that person cannot fade with time. Because it need not be that everything change with trend. Some things are always constants. And when you bring a certain kind of personality with you, then people like to see that, rather than people are liking you for your personality, not for the trends that you're bringing. So that's the difference. The conclusion is being true to yourself, enjoying the input, enjoying whatever you like, and like doing whatever you like, and staying true to that, rather than following scope, or following whatever the mainstream media is trying to sell to you, or whatever other marketers are trying to sell to you. What you want, then just move, take action. So I shortlisted 3 to 5 things. Now what would be the system of approaches to test all of those things? Simply trial and error, using your intuition. Get a feel of them, do them, and then come to a conclusion of how you feel about them, and accordingly move. If there is any particular point where you're, it's see, it's I'll give you a very simplistic example. Let's say you have 3 to 5 restaurants, or like you have 3 to 5 flavors that you need to try. How are you going to decide which flavor you like the most? It'll be something like when it hits your stomach, when it comes to your gut, and you'll get this, or in this taste bud, right? You'll get this feeling that, oh yeah, this is the one that hits. So it's an internal process now. It completely and entirely depends on your violation. Hi Shrisha, I'm great. How are you doing? By the way, what is the land of shadows in the title referring to? Land of shadows refers to our ignorance, our all the misconceptions that we usually have, and people are full of it. All of us, most of us, are full of illusions, wrong kind of misconceptions. And nobody stops to ask themselves, is it even right? Nobody reflects, nobody thinks anymore, unfortunately. Most people don't, of course. It's a very rare process that happens, like where people are patient, people are actually putting their own thought across and not borrowed thought from someone else. So that's why I've named the title the way that I have. What's more important? Is it to choose passion, the thing we love to do, or financial stability, or a stable career plan? You cannot plan for your career. No matter how much you try, you cannot plan for it in advance. The only way is actually the way that I keep shouting out about here, the way that I profess. It's by actually doing the things and then coming to a realization whether you like it or not, and then adapting yourself across with it, like coming to the middle ground. There is no alternative. The alternative is that you make plans, and lots of people will make plans, lots of students will make plans at the start of their 12th, when they're starting college. At the end of their college, they'll be like, okay, for 2 years I'm going to do this job, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try this skill, I'm going to learn this. Nothing of that works. What works is taking action and pure trial and error. When you go to a plan with 100% conviction, right, you can't you the thing is that you can't practically go to a plan with 100% conviction, because if you think that you already like something so much and you've convinced yourself that that is how much you like it, then you don't even need the plan. But the reason people need plan is because they don't know. So if you think that the plan is going to get you to an next position, it probably won't. What you need to accept, what we can do is like we can reframe our mindset. We can understand and we can accept that our plans might not be infallible. They might fail. And even despite them failing, one thing will never change, and that is like we want to keep moving forward. And there definitely exists such a thing, a certain point where we will somewhat enjoy whatever it is that we're doing, and we will get the equivalent labor for it, and that labor will be enough surplus for us to enjoy our life. And even if we don't get that labor of it, the input, the process is going to be so fulfilling for us that we are going to be content doing that process for our entire lives, and we're probably going to learn lots and lots in the process and provide 100x value to other people around us. And as we do that, ironically the money follows, brother. That's what I can tell you. Hi, side built. But try and error take time. Not everything good takes time. If you want shortcuts, then sure, go try those shortcuts, and if they work for you, well and good. I've never advocated for a process of a shortcut. I have myself have tried hundreds of shortcuts. None of them worked. Instead, what I ended up doing is that I ended up wasting more time after those shortcuts rather than me taking the very straightforward path. So shortcuts don't work. Rome was not built in a day, and whatever you build in a hurry is never going to last in the long term anyway. It's not going to be sustainable. It's like it's the law of life, it's the rule of life. एक चीज को कितना टाइम देना चाहिए टू टेस्ट? मैं आपको आर्बिट्ररी नंबर बताता हूँ. प्रॉबेबली आपको एक चीज को एटलीस्ट 3 महीने तो देने चाहिए. बट अगर आपको वो चीज बिल्कुल भी नहीं पसंद आ रही, मे बी इन 2-3 वीक्स यू कैन टेल. लाइक अगर आपको आपके लिए बिल्कुल नहीं बनी, यू विल गेट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ साइंस. How to deal with it? Then self introspection, by stopping to think every day, maybe taking some time out of your day, taking a deep breath in and out, maybe even for 1 to 5 minutes, and thinking about what it is that you did that day, what exactly, like basically meditation. You don't even have to think. Sometimes you don't even have to think. Just stop. Just let the time stop. Like let just be there, without any influence of a screen, without any influence of someone else, without even your thoughts going on. Like just stop and think. I mean, don't think. Sorry, just be there. And inevitably, of course, you will get thoughts, but then observe or be aware about the thoughts that you're getting, and then ask yourself, why am I getting these thoughts? How? What about this thought? Think about those thoughts. It's a little bit profound, right? But that's the start of it. That's how you start getting like this critical thing, like critical thinking, critical thought. And then you question things, and then you start to maybe learn more, and you get to be more curious as a result. And eventually down the line, it might even relax you. You might even understand that a lot of these things that people seem to be after are like they're completely freaking bonkers. Like they're lies we've been absolutely marketed to, and we are just pawns, and useless pawns at that. So it's very important for us to be retrospective of whatever it is that we are doing, our lives. I don't know. I think I'm fine. He broke up with me, and today I cried between lectures, so it hit me hard. I don't have any close friend to tell, and telling a stranger is better now. So yeah. Well, you'll. One thing I can tell you or assure you of is that this too shall pass with enough time. Probably like get through the feelings. Breakups are very useful in that they teach you a lot. Probably about yourself, probably about the nature of other people, probably about what you like, what you don't like. So do not, like, breakups are underrated for the value that they have to our own character development. It does not necessarily be need to be a breakup for a lot, but for a lot of people it is breakup. Like they need until someone else breaks their heart to understand more about themselves. Profound, yes, but also deeply uncomfortable. But yes, I do that, just not regularly. Uncomfortable is good, okay? You go to the gym, you need to exercise. The exercise is probably not going to like be easy, but that uncomfortable experience is what is going to give you the physique that probably most people want when they go to the gym in the first place, right? ब्रो मुझे टेक पसंद नहीं है बट आई एम डूइंग इट और इसके अलावा कुछ आता भी नहीं है. तो वो करते करते साइड में दूसरी चीज करो ना. मेक योर ओन प्रोजेक्ट, फाइंड आउट व्हाट इट इज दैट यू लाइक. ऑब्जर्व करो अपने आप को कि देखो कि आपकी लाइफ में आप अभी क्या कर रहे हो, जो आपको प्रोसेस पसंद आ रहा है, जो नहीं आ रहा है. Do something on the side. You don't necessarily need to like completely leave tech in order to find out your passion. You can do or understand or learn things in the side as well, but it is very important that you take one thing at a time. Maybe one thing is tech that you're working on, and the other thing, whatever that is your process, your whole process of finding out whatever it is that you like. And that is like that process goes by doing trial and error, and trial and error is trying different things until you find out whatever it is that you like. And you can very much utilize the internet as a resource for that. Internet as a resource for that, and books as a resource for that. Read as much as you can. And when you read it, don't just blindly read it, also take it into application. Connect dots around it. See how it is relevant to you. Stop and think about it. You said that in 3 weeks we'll know if we like doing something. You've got the opposite, Akhil. I specifically said that in 3 weeks you should get an idea if you don't particularly like something. 3 weeks is enough for you to know that you don't like a particular flavor. And that is also again arbitrary, because Sahil was so insistent in asking me about a particular number. That's why I gave him an arbitrary number. Is that number the same for everyone? Probably not, but it's a safe side. Like you can definitely know if you don't like a flavor for 3 weeks if you're doing consistently something for 3 weeks. Recently saw a channel, great work. What video is it of mine that you first saw, user? See, you genuinely know it. Like when you're playing a game, okay? When you're playing a game, there is a difference. One game might be difficult in level, but you enjoy that much more the challenge, right? Any game by essence always has a challenge, right, to it. Otherwise, we would not enjoy that game. But between two games, one way to differentiate is that there is a game which poses a particular challenge to us, but we might still go on and play that game because of the fact that the challenge it gives us, and we enjoy that challenge. And then there is another game which we're simply not interested in, despite the challenge that it poses to us. And we can tell the difference, right? So that's an example of how you find out between both of those things. When there is nothing that you can relate with, let's say if I was like, for me it was coding, okay? It took me 5 years to realize that. But for coding, whenever I was in front of trying to do coding, it did not even give me this much. Like, yeah, I could go on and do it probably in the most mediocre way possible, but there was not even one moment where I was in the shower and I was thinking about the code. Did I hate it? Probably not. But would I absolutely be like okay with it? Yeah. And if you're okay at something, then you probably cannot imagine being the greatest at it or being amazing at it. And unless you can't be amazing at something, I don't know. That's not for me personally. That's not for me. That's not the kind of career or the kind of life that I want. Where the primary thing that I'm going to spend most of my time doing is not even something that I can be amazing at. At best, I can be mediocre at it. and that's not what I want to do, right? Which is why I'm here. This, even when I'm not giving my best effort, I can be like, not, if not amazing, above average at. And that is where I'm not giving my best effort in. If I can give my best effort here consistently, maybe over the span of next 3 to 4 years. It's only been 1 year of me being on YouTube, but if I can give more of, like, let's say even 1 more year, I can imagine the exponential growth that I'm going to have is probably going to be much more than I would ever get from being in coding. And I've already spent like 5 years coding, by the way. So you can get the idea. I'm 21 in tech, just pass out in July. It's been few months. I had a job lost that, got another also in same IT field, but it's not stable though. Can be fired anytime. Company is not stable, not sure what to do. I have my one relative business setup. He told me to continue it new. Now my city will help me for supply and other stuff, but I'm not sure what to do. Like, switching field is not something a wise decision, but if I put my efforts for 3 to 6 months to another field, I will do get a better position. I don't know what to do. Should I give it a try for a few months or not? IT field gets so bad due to AI and unstable. Also, I'm a fresher, so it's hard for me to, what should I do? Leave it for a few months and focus on another family business. If it worked, I'm from tech. If not worked in 6 months, I'll get back to tech. It's fine. One, my advice to you, side built, is that there are challenges in everything. Okay, no matter what you do, there will be a challenge. So it's up to you to decide how you feel with coding. And you cannot give an excuse that AI is the reason why coding is unstable. Let me tell you, every field feels like it is unstable. If you go and go at the depth of any field, you will get people answering that, yeah, this field, don't come in it. The opportunities are like, it's saturated, it's completely saturated, bro. So this is common across all fields. So if you're leaving tech thinking that in 6 months you are going to probably get extraordinary results in your family business, that's probably not going to be the case. In anything, you need to give it a good amount of time in order for it to thrive, or for you to get to at least a position where you're at least above average. Okay, without that, no matter wherever you go, you're going to face the same amount of like, same problem, that you're going to struggle thinking that, oh, this field is going to be over, this field is easily, like, it's in danger. So it's not the field, it's you. Look at yourself as your personality. Is coding something that you want to do for the end of until the end of your life? Is business what you aim to do in the long term? You don't know. The answer is that you don't know. What you do know, however, is that you've already been coding and you probably are not too happy with it. So are you like, again, introspect, are you not happy with the growth that you personally have made, or are you not happy with the field in general, or what the field gives you? Are you not happy with the job, the particular job that you're working at, or are you not happy with the art of coding or the particular tech that you're working on? So these are the questions that only you can answer. Okay, based on that, then you can go on and take the decision. Where are you from, bro? I'm from Gujarat, bro. सबसे इजी टेक जॉब कौन सा है? सबसे इजी टेक जॉब अनएम्प्लॉयड रहना है. वहां पे आपको कोई भी काम नहीं करना पड़ता, लेकिन आपको सोचनी हजार चीजें पड़ती है उसमें. एंड अब एप्लीकेशन, आपको एप्लीकेशन डालते रहना होता है बस, कि इसमें स्कोप है, इसमें स्कोप है, उसमें. मजाक कर रहा हूँ यार, मजाक से हटके, देयर इज नो पर्टिकुलर इजी टेक जॉब. ठीक है, इफ यू आस्क मी पर्सनली, as someone who's a career specialist, as someone who has like already been through the tech space, who already has been through different aspects of careers and has met thousands of people across different careers, what I would suggest, or what my advice, or what my answer to this question would be, is that there is no easy tech job per se. It's like asking, what is the easiest game that I can play today? There are no easy games, but at some games you might enjoy, and you might be hella good at, so you might enjoy the challenge, and you, because you might enjoy the challenge, You might spend 5 hours in that game, and those 5 hours might mean nothing to you because you're enjoying the time. And you might be like at a very good point or score by the end of the day at that game, where other people might struggle. So that is exactly how it is. I don't know what I'm doing currently. Whenever I talk about doing anything with my parents, they told me your decision are wrong always. क्या मेरे एक बार गलत अगर मैं कुछ करने को सोचो लाइफ में. Acceptance, Amisha, you have to come to acceptance. You have to understand where your parents are coming from. I know that it might seem brutal, but that is unfortunately the reality for you right now. So your chance is to like your only chance is to upskill yourself. Don't expect them to understand. Your problem is that you expect them to understand, and there is nothing wrong with that expectation. But unfortunately, not all of us have the privilege to have understanding parents, and it's fine. What you can do from your side is that you can keep putting on your effort in different aspects of life, and that is the good news for you, where you can upskill. You can absolutely upskill, especially with the internet. A privilege with most people did not have in earlier life, we now have at the at our fingertips. So all you can do is like click a few buttons and start learning whatever it is that you might want to learn. Hello Samir. पूरे दिन कंफ्यूज रहती हूँ, इतने सारी चीजें पता कर ली. नाउ आई फील नॉलेज एंड अवेयरनेस इज अ कर्स. अगर पता कर ली चीजें तो उस पर एक्शन उठाओ. जस्ट पता करना इज नॉट इनफ. एक्शन लेना इज द मेन पार्ट. 80% should be action, 20% can be learning process. What's the worst decision you have made in your life? I don't think there is a worst decision per se that I have made in my life. Now I know that your question is like in fun spirit, but if I am to give you a serious answer, I don't think any decision is a worse decision as such. Every decision that I have taken, I never regret it because my thought process is that I can make. It is like ultimately up to me whatever I make of it. So whatever decision that I have taken in the past, that was the decision that I was taking to the best of my awareness or knowledge at that point of time, and that was okay. Like I cannot blame anyone for that, not even myself, and I would not like to blame myself for that. And whatever I make out of it, that is again to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my awareness. And now I'll come to the real answer. If I could probably change some decision, that would have been to like go to college or like my mindset. Probably like I used to think that okay, just going to college would ensure that I get a good life, I get a job, just getting a certain degree would be enough for me. But I was so wrong about all of those things. So that might, in retrospection, be a bad decision that I've taken in my life. Going to college, or maybe even choosing masters. Probably if I had not chosen masters, even that would have been given me 2 extra years working and probably different experiences. So that is what I would have probably like change, or like my bad worst decision. I would not call it a worst decision anyway, but yeah. Hello 10K soon bhaiya, I got inspired from your YouTube consistency. I appreciate it, Nityam. I very much am glad that people get inspired from my consistency, and I would very much like this is what I vouch for. This is what I advocate for. That consistency in life has like tremendous results that it can give to every one of us, not just me. It's not a magical concept. It's like very simple. Every answer that I give here is literally, if you break it down, if you strip it down naked, it will probably come down to consistency. And of course a little bit of factor also that you, through consistency is when you get to enjoy a process. Otherwise you're just like going to shallow parts of things. The thing is, when you're like maybe trying to learn a skill, maybe you've spent like 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 week with it, you're not learning too much. That you're just barely scraping the surface of. But if you really go to the depth, that is when you understand, and that is when you start to enjoy the process. And as you enjoy the process, you'll be more consistent in it. So it's a vicious cycle, really. It's a positive cycle. It's a self-reinforcing cycle, and the probably the best self-reinforcing cycle that you can get into. In my 20 years of life, the worst decision is taking a drop year after 12th. इस टाइम से पहले मेरी जिंदगी काफी अच्छी थी. मस्त स्कूल ट्यूशन से आना और रात में देर तक वेब सीरीज देखना. देखो, आप ये मत समझो कि आपकी लाइफ उस टाइम अच्छी थी एंड इस टाइम अब खराब हो गई. आपके पास अभी भी अपॉर्चुनिटी है. योर लाइफ कैन अगेन गो बैक टू बीइंग हाउएवर यू वांट इट टू बी. सो अल्टीमेटली इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू रियलाइज कि डेस्टिनी हमारे हाथ पे है. किस्मत की लकीर हम खुद लिखते हैं अपनी. ये जो बिलीफ है कि चीजें लक से होती है, दैट इज फॉल्स. द मोर एक्शन यू टेक, द लकीयर यू विल गेट. द मोर यू ट्राई थिंग्स, द लकीयर यू विल फाइंड योरसेल्फ गेटिंग. बट व्हाट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ इट? कि आपको फेलियर्स एक्सपीरियंस करने पड़ेंगे. बट मोस्ट पीपल आर अफ्रेड ऑफ फेलियर्स. उनको लगता है कि फेलियर पर्सनल होता है, कि मतलब सिर्फ मेरे साथ हो सकता है. अगर एक फेलियर हो गया तो बहुत कुछ गंदा हो गया. लोगों ने किसी मजाक उड़ा दिया, कोई बात कह दी तो बहुत गंदी चीज हो गई. नहीं, नेचुरल है यार, नेचर है, लॉ ऑफ लाइफ. The more failure you are experiencing, what does that mean? The more you're trying. The more you're trying, the better chance of you at least succeeding at something. And one monumental success is enough to change your life in ways that you probably would have never imagined also. If you get to choose any one language, which one would you? For me, it's like, if you ask me the naturally what I speak, or I'm rather most fluent in, where the language that I most comfortably express my thoughts in, it's probably a little bit English. It's English mostly. The second closest or probably is Hindi, but it's English all the way. Like majorly it's English, because I'm most comfortable in English. I can most freely express myself in English. So in those terms, I would probably choose English. Oh, you mean the coding language? Or coding language? I don't have any particular favorite coding language. And if you're wondering what language you should start with, then there is like, that is a non-question. You should start with whatever is easiest or whatever works for you the most. Whatever language you can understand the best. For me, it would be Python then. Like in short, it would be Python. भैया भंड मार देगे. What the hell does that mean? What was your role? The project that I worked on, one of them was a game. Okay, I worked for a game. I like sort of an online quiz, a historical quiz type of a game. Okay, that was one project that I was working on. Other than that, it was like a server that I was working on. It's very complex, not complex, but it's like, for me to explain it, given the fact that it's been 2 years that since I've done that. So basically, it involved what did it involve? Yeah, I don't even remember the technologies that I was working on. Give me a sec. Mm. Azure. Yeah, I was working on Azure. I was working on Microsoft Azure, and I wrote code for that. And the client was the client was from Ukraine, I think. I don't exact. The tech stack was JavaScript. So now you left coding completely, or you still doing it? I left it completely. I don't do any bit of coding. But if I was to start it again, I can rest assured that I could probably get good at it like 6 months to 1 year. But I don't think that is something for me personally. So the only way that I would do it is probably when shit has come to shove, like when I have absolutely no option left, when there is like when the world is ending, when it's like, if I don't do it, I can't survive anymore, then probably that's when I would go back to it or consider going back to it. What you do now as a career, I do this as a career, my YouTube. I post videos. I also have a one-on-one consultation, a career/career counseling, where people can join that, book that call with me, and ask problems exactly like people are doing on here, and I'll give them a personalized consultation guidance, and also add monetization, of course, from YouTube. जिस चीज के लिए मैं अपना पूरा टाइम इन्वेस्ट किया हूँ, 1 साल से ज्यादा, रोज 8 से 10 घंटे, बट उस चीज में मेरे को पता नहीं रिजल्ट क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है, क्या करूं? रेट्रोस्पेक्ट करो यार, इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करो और रेट्रोस्पेक्ट करो, देखो कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज इट दैट आप रॉन्ग कर रहे हो. एंड ऑल्सो देर इज दिस कॉन्सेप्ट दैट आई हैड हर्ड इन अ वेबिनार, और लाइक व्हाट, नॉट वेबिनार, सेमिनार. स्टार्टअप वाले लोग जब आए थे तो मैंने वहां पे एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्सेप्ट सुना था, तो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. वो एक फाउंडर ये चीज बोल रहा था, ठीक है, एंड वो फाउंडर ने प्रोबेबली बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी के साथ काम किया हुआ था. इन शॉर्ट बहुत पैसे पैसे वाला था वो फाउंडर, ठीक है, उस और एक्सपीरियंस भी बहुत था उसके अंदर. उसने सिंपल चीज बताया था, ट्राई नॉट टू गेट मैरिड टू द आइडिया. व्हाट डज दिस मीन? व्हाट इट मीन्स इज कि बहुत बार होता है कि हम जब कोई एक चीज आती है ना, कोई आइडिया आती है, तो हमें लगता है कि यही मेरे लिए सब कुछ है, यही मेरा सब कुछ है, एंड इसके बिना मैं खत्म हो जाऊंगा, इसके बिना मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. सो एज अ स्टार्टअप फाउंडर और एज इन जनरल इन टर्म्स ऑफ करियर आल्सो, आई वुड से दिस एडवाइस गोस अप्लाइज, कि अगर एक पर्टिकुलर चीज को आप लेकर बैठ जाओ ना कि यही चीज मेरे लिए है, आई कैन नॉट फर्दर थिंक ऑफ एनीथिंग अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, then also you are again making the mistake of being married to the idea. तो आपको ये एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ता है बहुत टाइम कि यू कैन गेट मैरिड टू द रॉन्ग पर्सन. so you so when you want to be a successful person, or when you want to have a good career, what this is saying is that you cannot ever get married to your particular role. like for example, I'll give you this example, right? अब मैं बोलता हूँ कि हाँ मैं YouTube कर रहा हूँ, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, but YouTube is merely an expression, my way of expression. ये तरीका है कि मेरा बेस्ट काम अभी आपके सामने आ सके. डज इट मीन कि हमेशा यूट्यूब ही रहेगा? नॉट नेसेसरी. मैंने तो कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि मैं यूट्यूब करने वाला हूँ. इट्स मियरली अ बाय प्रोडक्ट ऑफ वट एवर आई लाइक डूइंग, विच इज आई लाइक एक्सप्रेसिंग स्टफ. नाउ इज इट नेसेसरी फॉर मी टू डू इट ऑन यूट्यूब? दिस इज जस्ट प्योरली अ मीडियम. when it comes, like when the opportunity comes, I might not even be like posting here regularly. I might use some different sort of medium. Maybe I get into a company. Maybe I have my own business where I'm particularly educating only a certain amount of people. So it completely depends on the phase that I'm on in my life. And of course, feedback is important. Whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm giving lots of hours in, I need to check the feedback as well a little bit, right? Yeah, of course I love doing this shit, but if at the end goal, like the end term, I cannot sustain myself, then what is the point, even if I'm enjoying it? So in then I have to find a sweet balance, a sweet spot, where like I can enjoy doing whatever I'm doing, but at the same time it has to be sustainable, right? So will I probably always be on YouTube until YouTube goes down as a server? Yes. But does that mean that this will always be what I keep doing on YouTube? Probably not. My ways of expression might change. I might even get a job. I might even like be giving most of my time to a business and then come here just purely as a side hobby. So you need to understand that don't get married to the idea. So the more I think that, oh, I'm only a YouTuber, beyond being a YouTuber, I am not good for anything, I cannot do anything, the more I'm entrapping myself, right? So it is possible for you to make the same mistake whenever you're deciding a career or whenever you're deciding a particular role. Oh, I'm a coder. Apart from coding, I cannot possibly do anything. That's not possible. We are multifaceted. We as humans have extreme amount of like creativity in us, extreme amount of creative power that we can utilize and then probably express our ways through hundreds of different roles, right? Or talented, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact word for it, but you get the point, right? So I hope I have demonstrated that point in front of you guys. Any specific reason, or you left coding because of burnout? I did not leave it for burnout. I left it because I thought that this is not for me. I cannot imagine myself sitting in front of the laptop, and like that did not like seem like me. That is not me. I was not. I'll give you in simple terms. I'll give you the answer. I did not get shower thoughts for it. What is a shower thought? A shower thought is when you're in the shower and when you're thinking about stuff. Ideally you should be thinking about whatever, like an ideal way, like when naturally there's always some sort of a problem that we as humans are designed to answer, right? Or like bring the solution towards. So we as natural organisms are problem solving organisms, I would say, right? We love solving problems, we love conquering hard things. So I personally think that simply when I was like in my free time, I was definitely not thinking of coding. And I think what is an ideal career, or what serves as something that you can do ideally in your entire life, is something that you should be thinking about even when you're not working, even when you're not in your work hours. So for me, simply that did not happen to be coding. Coding is not what I thought about. What I thought about was this: self improvement, guiding other people, improving my own life, thinking about what the ideal life is, thinking about terms of psychology, thinking about life as philosophy, being curious, teaching things to people, learning it myself, knowledge, books, self improvement, again, repeating the same thing, expression, like speaking, right? Those are the things that I was more invested in. So naturally, this is the best way for me to do something related to that. हाँ, लगता है और मेहनत की जरूरत है। आपका क्या ओपिनियन है? फीडबैक भी देखो सत्यम, सिर्फ सिर्फ हार्ड वर्क इन इट सेल्फ इज नॉट इनफ, आपको फीडबैक देखनी भी जरूरी है। मैंने 6 से 8 क्लास 3 साल लगातार मैथ्स और साइंस इन दो सब्जेक्ट में टॉप किया था, और 9th क्लास 10th क्लास में भी बहुत अच्छे नंबर आए थे। फिर भाई 11th में आते ही पढ़ाई की ऐसी तैसी हो गई। व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन टीनेज डेटिंग? माई थॉट्स आर दैट गलतियां हमें अक्सर लाइफ में गलतियां हमें ज्यादा सिखा देती है कंपेयर टू डूइंग थिंग्स इन अ परफेक्ट मैनर। From where your income is coming now, bro? Like at your age, parents expect to have stable earning. What are your opinion about it? Is my income right now 100% stable? Probably not. It's not stable. Where is my income coming from? YouTube monetization and my one-on-one consultation calls that I have linked here on the chat. That's my income source right now. आई डेंट रियली अंडरस्टैंड। द पॉइंट वॉज कि अगर आप अक्सर लोग टीनेज में ज्यादातर गलती ही करते हैं, एंड गलतियों से ही सबसे ज्यादा सीखा जाता है, मेरा मानना है। तो आप जो समझना चाहते हो उसका समझ लो यार आप। In simple words, again, another thing that I'd like to add is I don't believe that there is any perfect framework for all of these things, कि हर इंसान के लिए अलग चीज मैच कर सकती है। सो एज फार एज गलती से सीख रहा है, कोई भी लर्न कर रहा है कोई चीज, गो ऑन, मेक दोज मिस्टेक्स प्रोबेबली। सो आई इट्स नॉट राइट फॉर मी टू से कि नहीं करनी चाहिए डेट या नहीं करनी चाहिए। डिपेंड्स फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन। What might be harmful to a certain person might be the best thing to happen for that particular person, right? शिखा, स्टॉप स्पैमिंग, मैंने देख लिया आपका मैसेज। Shikha, go for explore. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm not going to be answering any more questions career related for now. तो बाय द वे गाइज मैं आपको बता देता हूँ कि अगर आपको आंसर चाहिए तो मैं वैसे हर रोज लाइव आता हूँ एंड एट 8 PM एग्जैक्टली 8 to 8:30 के बीच में मैं लाइव होता ही हूँ. यू विल फाइंड मी लाइव. Probably वीकेंड, कल वीकेंड है तो कल आई वोंट बी एबल टू कम लाइव एट दिस एग्जैक्ट टाइम. My live stream will be earlier tomorrow. This is an announcement, by the way, guys. तो I'll probably make a post also about this. कि कल मैं लाइव नहीं आ पाऊंगा एट द डेजिग्नेटेड टाइम, तो आई बी कमिंग लाइव अर्लियर, प्रोबेबली एट 3 PM आई बी कमिंग लाइव. ओके, तो दैट्स व्हेन आई विल आंसर क्वेश्चंस. एंड ऐसे ही मैं हर रोज लाइव आता हूँ अपने चैनल पे रिगार्डलेस. संडे प्रोबेबली इस बार स्ट्रीम नहीं हो पाएगी. सैटरडे होगी, कल होगी एज यूजुअल, बट द टाइम विल बी अर्लियर. यूजुअली इट इज 8 से 8:30 के बीच में इवनिंग में यू विल फाइंड मी लाइव ऑन माई चैनल. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यार, आपको जितने भी सवाल पूछने हैं यू कैन आस्क इट टू मी थ्रू आइदर माय वन ऑन वन कॉल बुक करवा के, which is a paid service by the way. उसके अलावा you will find all the knowledge or whatever frameworks that you might need in my videos. So yes guys, आपके साथ हुआ था ऐसा कि 10th तक अच्छे परसेंटेज आए सब्जेक्ट में, फिर 11th में आते ही फेल होने की नौबत आ गई. फेल होने की एक बार वो आई है कि मतलब मैथ्स में मैं बहुत वीक हो गया था 11th के बाद. फेल नहीं हुआ कभी मैं. वो हुआ था एक बार कि जो प्री बोर्ड्स होता है ना, प्री बोर्ड्स में मेरे बहुत कम आ गए थे, मतलब पासिंग मार्क्स से एक कम नीचे आया था बस. तो उसमें पेरेंट्स मतलब उनका वो लग गया था कि यार देख तू तो फेल होने आ गया, मैथ्स में इतना वीक है, तू पढ़ाई नहीं करता, ये नहीं करता, वो नहीं करता. सो वैसा एक बार हुआ था. उसके अलावा आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन, there were certain subjects that I was really good at. मैथ्स में 5th में भी एक बार मेरे बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स आ गए थे मेहनत कर करके. लेकिन उसके अलावा there were certain subjects like English, social sciences, इन सारे सब्जेक्ट्स में मैं अच्छा था. हिंदी में भी बहुत बार, बायोलॉजी में भी अच्छे मार्क्स आए थे मेरे. भाई बहुत बार से मेरा मतलब है 9th स्टैंडर्ड में बायोलॉजी में भी अच्छे मार्क्स आए थे. But like I've always stuck to being at maybe average, sticking to average as a student. Okay, maybe a little bit leaning towards above average, but कभी भी I'll say मैं fail के close नहीं आया हूँ. I've never had to fail. So yeah, I would say I was always an average student in terms of academics. कि मैं कोप अप कर सकता था बिना ट्यूशन के, विद ट्यूशन धक्के मार मार के भी मैं कोप अप कर लेता था. Anyways, guys, that seems to have like Shikha. I'll like I said, I won't be answering any more questions. हर रोज मैं आता हूँ यहाँ पे, लेकिन तो you will probably find me live every day. तो तब आप मुझसे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो, या तो आप मेरी वीडियोस को रेफर कर सकते हो जहां पे मैंने ऑलरेडी करियर से रिलेटेड सारी चीजों का आंसर कर रखा है. एंड अदर देन दैट, स्टिल इफ यू रियली वांट टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन, या आप चाहते हो कि मैं वन ऑन वन कॉल पर आपको समझाऊं, तो उसके लिए आपको कॉल बुक करवाना पड़ेगा मेरे साथ. Yes, that's it guys. Apart from that, thank you for coming to the stream. I will see you in tomorrow's stream, which will be early in time at 3. I'll make a community post announcing that as well. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Bye bye.